You are on the rant couch where I rant about whatever my $15 a month plus patrons want me to rant about. You can get one of these by being one of those. This one is for Soup, who says rant about Matt versus Japan and the landscape for language learning in 2019 being played by SRS, Antimoon, and AJAT slash MIA. Links below. So I had not heard about any of this shit. It's pretty fascinating. SRS, I assume that Kanji Senpai counts as one of these, which is an app I used a little bit of. Basically, the idea is that you continually will learn new kanji and or new words, and then every day you do a certain number of them on this program, and as time goes on it gradually filters in new words while continually making you repeat the old ones and throwing in random selections of ones that you've learned as time goes on so that you can keep reviewing things you've seen before without having to review literally everything you've seen before. It just kind of automatically mixes it up for you. It seems like a pretty good method. I was enjoying using Kanji Senpai for the short time I did, but and this is kind of one of the things that Matt talks about in the AJAT video, I don't have any strong sense of consistency in how I live my life. So just to get right into the AJAT thing, which I don't even know what it stands for, but the video that this guy linked me is of Matt versus Japan, which is a Japanese language learning channel, breaking down his system for learning Japanese. And basically, the idea of it is to be the most efficient system for learning. And, by the time you reach the end of the second year, what he calls stage 2 out of 4, is already at a level that would be higher than I am. After 3 years of Japanese in high school and, thousands of anime watched, it would put you at a higher level than that. Just to be at the end of year 2. And what was fascinating to me about it is that this is for people who are clearly dedicated to learning Japanese. It's you have to be in the mindset of I am going to learn this language. This is not a question. It's not a matter of maybe I'll like it, maybe I won't, or I'm gonna casually try to pick up Japanese in the background of living my life for the next 5-10 years, or it's even more intense than I'm going to go to college and study Japanese. Even that level of intensity stops the buck at doing schoolwork. This is I am determined to learn Japanese and I'm going to make my lifestyle around it. One of the first things that he wants you to do is to implement an hour of meditation into your everyday life after reading a book on meditation, as well as to do projects where you have to be making 20 new flashcards a day and cycling them out, and just doing all kinds of stuff that's very extreme and very different from how you traditionally be taught Japanese, which is a little bit more of a holistic approach. Learning Japanese in school, you'll pick up the alphabets while also picking up language and grammar and all of it gradually, so it all kind of makes sense together. This isn't quite like that. It's much more intensive, and the steps are almost out of order in a way. One of the first things that he wants you to do before you even try to learn the alphabet is just to immerse yourself in Japanese media. Just hear a lot of it and read, just be around it, so that you already have some expectation of what it sounds like before you even get started, which I think is really interesting. The video that I was linked doesn't really break down the logic behind why it's set up the way it is, and it's not all completely intuitive. It's not all I saw it and I went, oh yeah, that makes sense. It was just kind of that's the order you want to do it in. Okay, I can see why that could be it, but I guess I'll take your word for it. I mean, it's really intense. The amount of stuff that you're expected to do every day. It's not that it would consume your entire day or that you couldn't do it while also working and, or going to school. It's just that you would have to be dedicated. You would have to be every single day of my life, I'm setting aside time to work on Japanese, learning Japanese. I'm going to learn this language. It is an absolute imperative to learn it as fast as possible. I don't know, if you're a fucking spy in training, this is the way you would go about trying to pick up Japanese or something, because you need to know it as fast as possible. So it's definitely interesting. I could see it working. I could see why, if you immersed yourself so completely in learning this language, you could do it this way. You know, personally, it's not a method I would seek out. I mean, obviously, again, I took 3 years of Japanese in high school. I graduated high school a decade ago. And so I haven't had any formal practice since then. You know, all I've done is watch lots of anime, and I have not really progressed much. I've maybe expanded my vocabulary a little bit, and maybe my grammar's a little better. But like, you know, my determination to learn Japanese has not even been strong enough to keep me on kanji senpai. You know, after using it like what must be by now 2 years ago. So more than that actually. So yeah, I would say if you are determined to learn Japanese, you should look into this stuff. If you're not determined, it's not even like it's not good as just like a random supplement. It's not like watch this and oh incorporate some of this into your day the way that like learning on Duolingo or something would be. It's like hey, are you serious about learning Japanese? Do this and you'll probably learn it faster. You know. So yeah, interesting stuff.